America's shopping scene is going through one of the biggest shakeups in decades. Across the country, hundreds of stores that were once staples in our neighborhoods are now closing their doors for good. From long-standing department stores to popular specialty chains, these closures are affecting not just where we shop, but also jobs, local economies, and the way communities look and feel. In 2025 alone, more than 3,000 retail locations have announced shutdowns. For many people, these numbers might seem abstract, but behind each closure is a story. Employees losing work, shoppers losing convenient access, and entire shopping districts slowly emptying out. Even chains we assumed were unshakable are struggling, forced to rethink their strategies or retreat entirely from the market. Why is this happening now? Rising costs, competition from online platforms, changing shopping habits, and overbuilt retail spaces are all colliding to create a perfect storm. The way we buy things, the way stores operate, and even the way neighborhoods thrive is being rewritten. In this video, we're diving into 12 major retailers that are closing stores across America. We'll explore the reasons behind these decisions, the impact on communities and employees, and what it all means for the future of shopping in the country. If you want to understand this retail transformation and stay ahead of these changes, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By the end of this countdown, you'll see just how big this shift really is and why it matters to every one of us. Before we dive into this video, this is really important for you to know. Some big retailers like Joann, Party City, Forever 21, and Big Lots are closing certain stores or restructuring, but the exact locations and numbers can change. Your local store might still be open. This video is based on the latest news and official reports, so always check directly with the retailer for the most accurate info. Now that we've got that cleared up, now let's begin the countdown. Coming in at number 9, Claire's. The popular accessories and jewelry chain is closing 235 stores across North America. This includes locations in shopping malls and inside larger retailers. Claire's has long been a go-to destination for teens and casual shoppers looking for fashion accessories, jewelry, and small gifts. The closures mean fewer convenient options and will likely push more customers toward online alternatives. Employees at closed locations face job losses or transfers, while mall dynamics are affected by the reduction in foot traffic. The brand continues to operate online and in remaining stores, attempting to maintain its presence despite the challenges. These closures reflect a broader trend in specialty retail, where foot traffic has declined and consumer behavior has shifted to digital-first shopping experiences. Claire's story illustrates how even niche retailers must evolve to survive. Taking the 8th spot, Quicksilver, Billabong, and Volcom. Popular surf and skate lifestyle brands are shutting down approximately 124 U.S. retail stores after their parent company, Liberated Brands, filed for Chapter 11 in early 2025. These brands were once central to beach and skate culture, offering clothing, gear, and apparel that shaped a generation's style. The closures mark a significant retreat from physical retail, though online and licensed outlets will continue to carry the brands. For employees, store closures mean layoffs or redeployment, while communities lose physical locations that provide culture and identity. This trend reflects the challenges niche retailers face in competing with online platforms and adapting to evolving consumer interests. Fans will need to adjust to a primarily digital shopping experience, signaling a broader shift in how specialty lifestyle brands operate in the modern retail environment. Coming in at number 7 is Kohl's, which is closing 27 underperforming stores in early 2025. The retailer is focusing on stronger locations, investing in high-performing stores, and enhancing the shopping experience for loyal customers. For local shoppers, these closures may mean traveling farther to access familiar products, from clothing to home goods. Employees at shuttered locations face uncertainty, but the company aims to redeploy some workers within its remaining stores. Kohl's decision reflects a larger trend in retail. Efficiency and profitability are now more important than expansion. Malls and shopping districts will see noticeable changes as these locations disappear, potentially affecting nearby smaller businesses. These closures also highlight how consumer behavior is shifting toward online and omni-channel shopping. Kohl's is responding by improving digital platforms while trimming physical footprints. The brand hopes this strategy will secure long-term sustainability in a competitive market. Stepping into number 6 is Rite Aid, which filed for Chapter 11 in May 2025. The company is closing approximately 1,240 stores nationwide, transferring many prescriptions to competitors like CVS and Walgreens. For neighborhoods, this represents a major change in healthcare accessibility. Residents will need to travel farther for pharmacy services, impacting seniors and people with limited mobility. Employees face layoffs, transfers, or redeployment to other chains, affecting thousands of workers across the country. The closures reflect competition, rising operational costs, and the growing dominance of online prescription services. Rite Aid's situation highlights how even healthcare-related retail must adapt to survive in the digital age. Communities and shoppers alike are facing the direct effects of these corporate decisions, making it one of the most impactful closures in 2025. Sliding into number 5 is Hudson's Bay. Hudson's Bay filed for creditor protection in 2025 and plans to liquidate approximately 80 U.S. locations. These closures end the U.S. presence of a historic department store brand that has been a staple of retail for decades. Shoppers, employees, and communities will feel the impact as familiar retail spaces disappear. Jobs are affected across the board, from sales associates to management, and local shopping districts will experience shifts in foot traffic and economic activity. The closures also reflect the broader challenges facing department stores in an era of e-commerce dominance. For loyal customers, these stores represent nostalgia and tradition, making the closures both a practical and emotional shift in retail landscapes across the country. Sliding into number 4 is Big Lots. The discount retailer known for closeout deals is undergoing major restructuring. The company is liquidating some locations but plans to reopen around 200 stores under new management. For communities, this means a mix of permanent closures and stores reimagined under new ownership. Big Lots has been a staple for bargain hunters, offering furniture, home goods, and seasonal products at discounted prices. The closures affect employees and local economies, but the restructuring provides a lifeline for the brand to continue operations in select markets. Big Lots' story reflects the larger retail trend of adapting to changing consumer habits and economic pressures rather than complete disappearance. Shoppers who relied on physical stores will need to adjust, while the company focuses on locations with higher foot traffic and profitability. This approach highlights the delicate balance between survival and service in today's retail landscape. Starting at number 3 is Forever 21, the fast fashion giant that has captured the attention of young shoppers for decades. In 2025, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and plans to close approximately 350 U.S. stores. The closures are the result of increasing competition from online fashion retailers, changing trends, and shifts in consumer priorities towards sustainability. For mall-goers and fashion enthusiasts, this represents the end of in-person access to a brand that defined affordable style for a generation. Employees at affected locations face layoffs or transfers, adding a human element to the widespread corporate restructuring. Communities that hosted Forever 21 stores will notice changes in foot traffic and retail energy. This situation serves as a reminder that popularity and trendiness alone cannot protect a brand from economic and market forces. Forever 21 must now focus on e-commerce and digital strategies to survive and stay relevant. Sliding into number 2 is Party City. The iconic destination for parties, celebrations, and holidays is winding down U.S. operations. The company plans to liquidate over 700 corporate-owned stores, a move driven by financial difficulties and declining in-person shopping traffic. For families, Party City has long been a one-stop shop for creating memorable moments, from birthday parties to seasonal events. Its absence will force shoppers to turn to online alternatives or smaller local stores, which may not offer the same variety or convenience. Seasonal businesses like Party City are particularly vulnerable, as revenue depends heavily on specific times of the year. The closures will also affect employees who have spent years helping communities celebrate important milestones. From managers to floor staff, many workers face uncertainty as corporate restructuring continues. Party City's retreat highlights the fragility of retailers that rely heavily on discretionary spending and shows how changing habits can disrupt even well-known brands. Taking number 1 is Jo-Ann Fabrics. A household name for crafts, sewing, and DIY projects is facing one of its toughest years yet. In 2025, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, signaling financial distress that has impacted its thousands of employees. Reports indicate the company may close around 500 stores, though some sources suggest nearly all of its 800 locations could eventually shut. For crafters and hobbyists, Jo-Ann was more than a store. It was a place to discover new ideas, gather materials for projects, and engage with a creative community. Its closures are a significant blow to small towns and neighborhoods that rely heavily on local retail access. Rising operating costs, the growth of online marketplaces, and changing consumer behavior have created a storm even well-established brands could not fully weather. The closures also affect employees, many of whom have spent years serving communities and guiding beginners through complex craft projects. For local economies, losing these stores means reduced foot traffic, fewer jobs, and less support for nearby small businesses. Jo-Ann's story is a clear example of how even beloved specialty retailers are vulnerable in the rapidly changing world of 2025 retail. Now that we've seen which major retailers are closing stores, it's important to understand why this is happening across America. The retail landscape is changing faster than ever, driven by a combination of technology, shifting consumer habits, and economic pressures. First, the rise of online shopping has drastically reduced foot traffic in malls and traditional stores. Customers now prefer the convenience of ordering from home, comparing prices instantly, and avoiding the crowds. Physical locations that once thrived are struggling to stay profitable. Second, rising operating costs play a huge role. Rent, labor, and utility expenses have skyrocketed, and for underperforming stores, the math just doesn't add up. Retailers are forced to focus on their most profitable locations, closing weaker stores to survive. Third, changing consumer trends are hitting specific categories. Fast fashion, specialty crafts, and discount retail are facing competition from both online giants and smaller niche brands. Shoppers are more selective, valuing experience, convenience, and affordability. Lastly, economic uncertainty, inflation, interest rates, and shifts in disposable income makes customers rethink their spending. Retailers must adapt quickly or risk being left behind, which is why we see this wave of closures. In short, these store shutdowns are not random. They reflect a deeper transformation in how Americans shop, how retailers operate, and how businesses must innovate to survive in a digital-first world. While these store closures are based on publicly reported plans and trends, it's important to approach this information with caution. Closure numbers and timelines can change quickly, as companies may revise their strategies, secure new funding, or adjust store operations. Investors, employees, and customers should avoid making decisions based solely on media reports. For example, a store listed as closing might later remain open, or a retailer could announce additional shutdowns unexpectedly. It's also a reminder that the retail landscape is unpredictable. Economic factors, consumer behavior, and supply chain issues can all accelerate or slow down these trends. Staying informed, checking official statements, and understanding the broader context is crucial before acting on this information. If you found this video helpful, and want to stay updated on the latest changes in the retail world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, especially as these store closures and retail shifts continue to unfold. Share this video with friends or family who love shopping or are curious about where the market is heading. Your support helps us bring more accurate, fact-checked content straight to you. Comment below with your thoughts. Which of these store closures surprised you the most? Or which retailers do you think might bounce back? We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned, stay informed, and let's navigate these changing times together.